Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, and here is the Weekly Holiday Show. I'm your host, Mr. James, in front of a giant spider plant in a back room somewhere in Maine. This spider plant is actually awesome. I've had this spider plant for a little while. I used to have another spider plant, and it was outside in the cold one time, and it shriveled up, and I'm pretty sad about that. But this one has been growing little babies. That's what these are right here. Yeah, see? And it turns into more spider plants, and I give them out so that you might grow your own. So, this is the Weekly Holiday Show. I'm your host, and here are the holidays for October 11th through October 15th, Monday through Friday. Let's celebrate something. Starting off this week, we have Monday, the 11th, which is Girl Day. Some people might call it Day of the Girl. It's about girl, but also women, because here's the thing. In our society, history has been generally thought about as being made from men, boys. But think about it. Girls, women have been there all along the way as well. And we want to hear from them. And this is basically more of a population than males. There are more females on the planet, I believe, than males right now. I don't know the exact numbers, but I think it's like 55, 45. So they need a little more respect than we've given them in the past. And this is one of the things you're going to see in this episode is this recurring theme about taking care of people that need help or recognizing people who have made a contribution, have not been given the respect they deserve. And girls around the world have not been given the respect they deserve. And let's face it, we're all going to be equal. We're all trying to survive. We're all trying to work through problems. COVID-19, right? Mask was just on a moment ago. Think about this. So if you know a female, if you are a female, thank you for everything you've done. And please, I know this world seems rough. Please get through it, survive, do the best for all of us. And if you know a female that needs some help or you need someone that needs some recognition, please tell them they've done a great job. Tell them that you want to hear their story, their opinion, because they matter. That's basically what a lot of these movements are about. But Girls' Day is every day. Think about that. So Tuesday the 12th, another deserving community or profession. Let's talk about that. So a job, someone's job. Being a farmer. Farmer's Day. I love vegetables, but farmers aren't just for vegetables. Farmers are for animals. Farmers are for the stuff that makes my clothing, textiles, things like that. So think about this. Farmers are what everything is basically made from, right? Farmers farm things we need. This came from a farm, this spider plant right here. The drums behind me, made from materials that came from farms. It all came from somewhere. And farmers are the root of most things, if you think about it. So you can bite into an apple. You can eat something and think about the farmer, or you can find a farmer and say, thank you for making sure that I have food to eat, clothing to wear. Thank you for helping me and my society in surviving, right? Wednesday the 13th, Train Your Brain Day. I'm hoping I'm training your brain here by talking about these certain subjects. I train my brain as much as I possibly can anytime I get a chance to, because I love to read, because I love to watch certain videos. I love to learn from documentaries. I love to constantly be searching for new things. And yes, I play music as well. And I love to learn about that. And I train my brain because my brain interacts with my fingers and makes my fingers work better for me. But I also train my brain to think about new things and ideas, because those ideas might help another person. Just like in this podcast, this YouTube channel. I wonder what it is, right? Think about that. Train your brain. Thursday the 14th, it's Dessert Day. The word dessert, and that's not desert. Desert is with one S, desserts with two S's, comes from the French in the 16th century or 17th century. Yeah, I think it's around the 16th century. Basically, talking about to clear the table, because the table would be cleared after a meal and you would have something else served with smaller utensils or maybe just a plate. And it usually was a fruit serving. So we'd have fresh fruit after a meal. And that happened many, many years ago. Now it's turned into like cakes and pies and things like that. So dessert is basically something sweet, a lot of people think. But you can have non-sweet desserts as well. And you might even have something that at a time that's not after a meal. And say, oh, this is my dessert for the day. It's just a word that means clear the table, but think about it as meaning something extra than a meal. And Friday the 15th is Boss's Day. Boss. There's a lot of bad connotations, which means meaning behind the word boss, but it shouldn't be. Think of a boss as someone that helps you on your path and that you might work for, that helps to manage you or has more responsibility than you do and kind of helps you out with a few things. Think about it in a nice way, because a lot of people say, oh, I'm mad at my boss. My boss made me do this. I didn't want to do this and that. But I want to think of it in terms of somebody who is working with you, but also takes the responsibility if anything goes wrong so that you don't have to. Everybody's got a boss somewhere. And even when someone says they're their own boss, they have customers, and the customers become the boss because they need to work for somebody. So Boss's Day, find someone you work for, find someone you work with, or maybe someone future that you might work for, and say, thank you for what you do. I see what you do. Thank you for taking the responsibility to help me. And it can be as simple as that. So thank you for watching. Subscribe for these weekly videos. I hope I helped somebody else out today. Hope I gave you some advice, trained your brain a little bit. Celebrate those holidays, and I will see you next time. Please celebrate something.